Oh my god, didn't see you there. That was quicker than I expected. I'm so glad you can make it to the 5-day do-it-yourself business video course, where I teach you how to make great looking videos and of course message that actually attracts using just your phone absolutely for free. Quick disclaimer by the way, this course is not being recorded on my phone. It was just a promo video and the promo material. From now on, I'm just using my pro gear because I want you to have the best experience possible. But yeah, let's get this started. So for the first day, as you might have noticed, there's a lot of doohickeys and thingamajigs on your email address. But don't worry, don't get scared. I left a lot of budget options there. But today I just wanted to talk about what gear do you really need to spend money on. And if you don't spend money on any of this gear, I'll also teach you how to use just your phone without any gear. But preferably, just spend money on the two things I'll talk to you about today. The two first things. And I recognize, of course, I said it's just using your phone, but I want you to push your phone to the maximum quality possible. And it's quite hard to push your phone and make it look pro without some external gear. Some, not saying a lot. And don't worry, it's not very expensive gear. Even like the high top tier quality gear, it's still considered budget gear in a way. But I want you to spend as least money as possible and get as much results as possible, or else this whole course, it's kind of meaningless if you have to buy a light that's like 600 pounds or 700 euros. That's so expensive. I mean, I might as well just hire someone out, because I left three options: a low, mid, aka bang for buck, and the high tier options. Even the higher tier option is still considered budget in a way. Okay, let's start off with the most important piece of gear that I have to tell you about. And please do not skimp on this gear, because if you do, no one will watch your video and no one will stay to the end of your videos. And that's audio. Because people will watch a video with bad quality but good audio, but no one will watch a video with great quality but absolutely horrendous audio. So do not skip. If you're gonna spend most of your money, spend most of your money on microphone. I mean, just look at silent movies, for example. Why do you think they went out of business? No audio. I mean, of course, some other reasons, but man, let's be honest, they didn't have audio. People don't want to read nowadays. And there's two types of mics I want to know about. It's lavalier mics, aka lapel mics, that attach to your shirt somewhere around here or some other noticeable place. And shotgun mics, the ones you see in most productions and the one you saw in the promo video. And which one of these do I recommend most? And I'm gonna say lavalier mics. I also have a shotgun mic recommended, and it was the one I used, so I was holding it up like this. But the reason I choose to recommend lavalier, it's because number one, it's way cheaper and offers better quality audio, and it's less noticeable, and it's the closest thing you can get to the audio source without having something very noticeable. Because if you buy a shotgun mic, you're gonna need an extension cable. You're gonna need some sort of pole that attaches to it, so that's nearer to you, and you gotta hold it or you can hold it like this, but you still need the extension cable. So it's way easier to just use the lavalier mic, and it's way cheaper and it sounds great usually. And you have two types of lavalier mics: wired and wireless. That's why again I think they're so great, because you have a wireless option, and you can buy a wireless one for at least 30 to 40 pounds or euros. It's very cheap for the quality that it offers. Again, you don't need to go crazy with the audio quality. It's not like if it's not Hollywood quality that people run away. No, it just needs to be good enough that it's actually good and people can simply hear what you're saying loud and clear. But I still like to take some time to talk about the shotgun mic, because not much to say here, except you just hold it up and point it towards your audio source around your chest. If you want to go the shotgun route, it's still cheap and it's still great. The microphone I was using in this promo video, how to make videos that sell without hiring any other expensive production company, all this using just your phone. And look, I get it. That costed me around 20 euros. Very cheap for the type of quality you're getting, honestly. You can't complain. I couldn't complain, at least. But between lavaliers and shotgun microphones, at least for this type of budget, lavaliers. Unless of course you're going for the €200 plus range, most shotgun mics aren't going to be as good as the lavalier counterparts. Next, number 2 most important piece of gear before you go out and buy anything on this list is lighting. Now, your phone camera is already good enough, but here's the thing. Most of the quality of your video is going to depend on the light source. If you have bad lights, no pro camera in this world can save you. But if you have great lights, it can make the cheapest camera look HD or 4K. So remember that. Lighting can turn your video into great quality. But of course, if you don't have any lights, I still give you some ways to go around that. But again, don't skimp on the audio and lighting. I'm not going to recommend very expensive things, but if you want great quality videos, don't miss out on lighting, because lighting is what's going to make your video sharper and just better looking overall. It takes an HD video to 4K pretty much. And if preferably you can, I recommend you buy 3 lights. Now, most of the gear I recommend actually comes in pairs, so you're covered for at least 2 lights. At least 2 of them are covered. But the reason I say 3, it's because we're gonna talk about a system called 3-point lighting, and it's the most common used lighting system of all. So 3 lights is usually the recommended amount, if not 2. And if you can't, just buy 1 strong light that you're gonna use, and then you can use some sort of practical lights like desk lamps and of course sunlight, and you just have the main light pointing at you. But what's the use for each one? So 1 light is gonna be used as your main light, the one that's hitting you all the time. Another light is gonna be, I'm actually not using that light right now, but a second light is supposed to be used as a fill light to fill in your shadows. So my shadows are a bit harsh right now because I choose to, but if I had my fill, in fact, let's turn it on right now. Okay, so as you can see, I turned on my fill light. It's not only highlighting me, it's also kind of highlighting the background, which is, I'm not working in a very big environment, that's why I choose not to use it. But as you can see, it's filling my shadow side, so the shadows aren't as harsh as before. And the third light is used as a rim light, so it's a light to highlight the side of you or the hair. So just simply a small little light that separates you from the background. Very optional, but still good to have nonetheless. The best option for this is simply a softbox pair like this. They usually don't go for around much. It's less than €100. But if you can't, I also have another option, which it comes with 2 small lights with a USB cable. Just simply plug it in and it offers great lighting for the price at least. Again, I have the high bang for buck and lower budget options. And for the third light or the rim light, I recommend just a very, very cheap light, like a 15 or 25 euro light that just simply highlights this side. Again, don't need much. Next, tripod. Again, not much to say here, except you just buy something that holds your phone and doesn't, shake around too much. But even the most basic of basics can be useful. If you don't have a tripod, well, just lay your phone down on some platform and get ready to record. But for this, I just recommend an Amazon Basics tripod. No worries, it's not like you're lugging around a big, huge camera. Just needs to have 3 legs and stabilize your phone. And finally, for the optional / nice to haves. Now, the first one is not very optional / nice to have. But throughout this whole course, I'm just going to teach you how to make videos like this, where you're just standing still and talking. But I'm still going to recommend, if you want, to buy a stabilizer, aka gimbal. So it's simply a small little gadget where you walk around and it makes your phone footage very, very stable. It's like you're not even walking. It's like you're just gliding the phone around. And although your phone does have very good internal stabilization, it's still nothing compared to the stabilization from a gimbal or an external source. Again, the whole course, I'm going to teach you how to make talking head videos like this. But let's say you want to make some B-roll, which B-roll is simply the video that you put on top of the main video. So something like this, where I'm putting some other clip, that's called B-roll. Let's say, for example, you want some B-roll of yourself doing your services or recording some of your staff doing the services. You can just walk around and have some moves using the gimbal so that it's more stable. Again, don't need something fancy, just simply something that stabilizes your phone, because if the message is great and if the video looks good, people will buy it. People, of course, will click and book a call. And by the way, I just want to let you know about a certain item that if you're going to be recording outside, I assume most of the time you're going to be recording inside, but let's assume you're recording outside. If you're going to record outside, buy an ND filter for your phone. So this is simply, think of it as sunglasses for your lens, where you put in front of it and the lighting is not that as harsh. So for example, me, I'm very wide, like I just disappear in the sunlight. If I use an ND filter in front of my phone, the lighting is not as harsh, so it's more, so you can notice the details in the image. So if you want to record outside, recommend you buy an ND filter. It's kind of optional, kind of, you need to buy it just in case, but again, if you're gonna go outside, buy it. For the final nice to have is lenses. Now, you know that type of gorgeous and blurred background you get from pro cameras? That's usually caused by zoom and another thing called aperture. We'll get onto that later. But the more zoomed in you are, the blurrier the image gets. So most phones actually have a very low aperture, so they can open up a lot, let a lot of light in and blur the background. But the camera is so wide that you can't have any blur, honestly. So these lenses kind of simulate pro camera gear. Again, some are very expensive and this is not a mandatory thing, but I left a very cheap kit of lenses for you to have fun with. And there's a lot of lenses in there, actually. So, and very quirky lenses, and there's also a macro lens. So what macro means is that you can simply zoom in a lot and capture very close details. So in case you're into bug photography, for example, it's great. Or if you're a chiropractor, let's say you're doing acupuncture, you can actually take a photo or record a video noticing the details of the needles. So with that macro lens, you can actually have close-up shots of your acupuncture. So that wraps up day 1 of the 5-day do-it-yourself business video course. Now don't worry, the best part is still yet to come. This was just a small part getting you ready for the rest of it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon.